whole point of Jurassic Park is to feel the anticipation of like a dinosaur possibly being around you. I didn't feel any of that in Dominion. In 2 hours and 27 minutes, I felt none of that. Hey guys, welcome back to Candid Cinema. I'm Amanda, otherwise known as AMX NDA Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. Today I will be reviewing Jurassic World Dominion. Listen, these franchise films, they gotta know when to stop and they gotta know the story they're telling. And that was the big issue with Jurassic World Dominion, because there were 3 storylines that did not work whatsoever. There are things that were okay. It had potential to actually work and be good and to close off the franchise, but it really just fell short. It felt really disconnected from not only Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, but also from the original trilogy and what it kind of started, what it did for suspense in these type of adventure films. And the whole point of Jurassic Park is to feel the anticipation of like a dinosaur possibly being around you. I didn't feel any of that in Dominion. In 2 hours and 27 minutes, I felt none of that. Like, for a film, for a franchise, forget just a film, for a franchise to be so dependent on the score to elevate those suspenseful scenes and not to have the one thing that it relies on that makes it so special and awesome to watch is really underwhelming, and it felt empty for that reason. It was the main draw for me, was the fact that we're going to see dinosaurs fighting. We're going to see dinosaurs kind of interact with these humans. And that's why I really loved the first Jurassic World. I really enjoyed it. It played off of the nostalgia in the proper amount, to the point where they didn't really have to bring anyone back like they did in this one. It felt like they were just hitting the audience over the head with like really bad references, just having them back, retconning certain relationships. It didn't feel like they were making this movie for the right reasons. It just felt like they had to finish the trilogy. They had to close off the franchise. And that's not something you want for a finale. It really just takes the life out of it. And, you know, the tagline's always like, life finds a way. Well, there was nothing about life finding a way in this movie. And it had a weird message about unity that was already in place in Jurassic World and in kind of Fallen Kingdom, to, you know, be one with these dinosaurs and live in a way that it will be beneficial to both. But they just took everything that made Jurassic Park great in the first place, deconstructed it, and added way too much science to it that it just did not flow. It didn't flow. The editing was really rough at the beginning. There are 1,000,001 locations with different characters being introduced left, right, and center with no proper introduction. And the worst part about it is that this movie is so freaking predictable. I should not be saying that so-and-so is going to save this person, and it literally happens 5 seconds later. I should not be saying lines that the characters end up saying 5 seconds later, because that's how predictable this was. And I felt like the performances, apart from DeWanda Wise, who actually just breathed some life into this thing, holy Lord. Chris Pratt was a robot. Bryce Dallas Howard gave some emotion, but not the same level that she brought in Jurassic World or even in Fallen Kingdom. She didn't really bring that. And I don't know if it was the script or like just the way it was edited. She was the only one that I could say that brought any kind of emotion to it, but still wasn't on the same level as the other two. Bringing in Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum, that was great. And for some reason, they decided to give the larger storyline with the whole Biodyne Corporation to Laura Dern, Sam Neill, and Jeff Goldblum, who are returning characters from the original film. We didn't start this sequel trilogy with the three of them, technically. So why is there so much emphasis on the three of them? I understand you want to utilize these characters and these actors because they're coming back. And I absolutely adore the three of them. They're great. I love Laura Dern, but why? They just needed a big bad, and the entire Biosyn storyline made absolutely no sense, made no impact, and took away from the storyline with Maisie that was already like tacked on to Fallen Kingdom, and we should have just went from there. This movie would have been so much better if they got rid of the whole Biosyn with the locusts and all of that stuff. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see genetically enhanced. I don't want to see that. Normally, when they're talking about genetic like mutations and all of that, it's pretty understandable because there's a balance in the other movies. Meanwhile, I didn't know what the hell they were talking about the entire time. I had no idea. So I'm like, cool, where are the dinosaurs? But I'm going to touch upon that afterwards. Going back with the Maisie storyline, I think that if they cut out the Biosyn and they focused on the fact that they're trying to kidnap Maisie again for her genetics, for her genes, would have been a very linear storyline. And you have these three groups of people trying to get to her. Simple. 2-hour movie, no extra 27 minutes tacked on. That would have been simple. Now we throw the dinosaurs into the mix. There were dinosaurs. They did absolutely nothing with the dinosaurs. I'm going to actually give you the synopsis of Jurassic World Dominion because it does not match whatever the hell we watched in this movie. I'm going to give you the synopsis. So, 4 years after the destruction of Isla Nublar, dinosaurs now live and hunt alongside humans all over the world. This fragile balance will reshape the future and determine once and for all whether human beings are to remain the apex predators on a planet they now share with history's most fearsome creatures. So, is that not the most generic synopsis that you've ever heard? Yeah, well, they had to do that because there's no way in one simple sentence to tell you what actually happens in this movie. That's it. I don't even know what to tell you. All that. Okay, living cohesively together in the there were no dinosaurs in this movie. There was no suspense that even made the dinosaurs coming out at them or any chase scenes, make me feel anything. I felt nothing. Wasn't scared for them because obviously there are 5 million plot conveniences in this movie to keep each character safe so no one can die. And I'm like, well, there are no stakes. There are no consequences. Am I supposed to care about any of this? The answer is no. This movie does not make you care for a single person. And we have been with 3 of them for 2 installments. That's insane. And also, if you're bringing in the older cast to kind of blend in with the newer cast, why would you do it within the last, 15, 20 minutes of this movie? Come on. We want to see them, interact with each other. We want to see a little bit more banter. The last, 20, 30 minutes of this movie is just, that's when they meet. They should have teamed up from the beginning, halfway through the movie. Bring them together. They're trying to freaking defend Maisie. They're trying to get her back if she was kidnapped. Do it that way. The whole point is to watch them interact with the new cast, not interact with each other. We have 3 other movies. With 3 other movies that they interact with each other. It's great to see them back on screen 100%, but bring it in with the new cast. They fumbled the ball on so much. And I really like Jurassic World. I'm a fan of Fallen Kingdom. I know not many people are, but after this, I'm pretty sure you guys are all going to really like Fallen Kingdom because Dominion is just, it's not it. It's not it. It really isn't. And a movie about dinosaurs should not be boring. That's it. Should not be boring. There was not enough dinosaur action in this movie. And you have the technology now. You have the practical effects that they brought in as well. The animatronics, it was really cool that they kind of blended everything together. It looks sick. But again, no suspense, no anticipation. The score wasn't that great to elevate any of it. and you have like phoned in performances, like it's just really weak all around. And I'm really sad because this is going to end the entire franchise on such a sour note. And it sucks. It sucks because I really liked what they were doing with it. And this was just a very jumbled mess. And there wasn't one thing that I kind of said that, oh, that was fun. It's like, no, it wasn't. Like, other than Jeff Goldblum being Jeff Goldblum, you know, the laughs were there, but they were for the wrong reasons. And again, DeWanda Wise, like, top notch with those lines. He gave us some life. So thank you. I gave Jurassic World Dominion a 1.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. It's a rough one, guys. It's a rough one. We have to look at how these franchise films are being made, why they're being made. That's the important thing. Why should another sequel be added to a franchise? Let's really look at it. What story are you trying to tell? What are you going to slap together? Okay. Make it worthwhile for the fans who have been invested for so long. So if you guys enjoyed Jurassic World Dominion, let me know in the comments below. I tried to be as nice as possible in this review. If you enjoyed this review, please like and subscribe. You can always follow me over at AMX NDA Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. I'll catch you guys next time. Keep watching movies.